I told you. I told you. Y'all didn't want to believe me when I did the truth behind that the real culprit behind this whole operation was really B. Oh, yeah. And y'all got to understand that this is a situation that's not going to go the way people think. And you're going to see people get revealed for who they really truly are. Now, for the past 2 years, Nicki Minaj has been warm with Roc Nation. And only because she's the one standing in the way of the career of Meg the Stallion, who they basically took and snatched from Carl. Jay-Z and Nicki, they don't see eye to eye, as she wanted to really be represented by Roc Nation at one point, but they didn't go with her. They stuck with Meek during that situation, and things went left as Nicki began to reveal certain things that was going on between the two. And now you're going to start to see a whole lot of things develop as Jay-Z and Roc Nation expose their hand to try to sabotage Nicki Minaj, as they've been doing for the majority of like the last 6-7 years. Now, on that note, we key the intro. Hi, I'm Karceno. Oh, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
No one knows Karceno and none of these.
There's so much going on in the world, and I'm just giving my 2 cents on it. Go in and do a raid at someone's house, but you don't have an arrest warrant for them. Now, as I told you guys before, when this thumbnail was made, this was a situation that wasn't going to go well. It was not going to go well. Because Beyonce don't like you. And when Beyonce don't like you, oh, she knows how to draw her claws. And so does Jay. This situation isn't going to get better, folks. It's only going to get more and more nasty. Because what you're seeing here is the start of something that's really finna irk somebody. And they're going to be pushing and going this narrative, and they're really trying to destroy Nicki Minaj, even though she has a core fan base. And she's an established artist. Now, MTV and the VMAs, she has been the host for the past 2 years. The numbers have increased by 33% since she's been taking over as the host. That's why they keep bringing her back. The numbers reflect that they like when Nicki Minaj is hosting. And it wasn't a problem until 2023, last year, when she went to perform, and she was the host last year, and they tried to get her removed last year from the hosting gig. They didn't know why they were bringing Nicki Minaj back. Why is she hosting? You know, she doesn't have an album out. Why is she hosting? You know, like Nicki Minaj doesn't have really a hot album out. Why is she really hosting this year? And then she gave her track list of songs. Roc Nation looked over it, her song list. And Desiree Perez is rumored to be the one to make the call and contact in Roc Nation and talk to MTV. And it was known that Nicki Minaj perform Red Ruby at the VMAs, there's going to be trouble. Now, remember Nicki said in her opening monologue at the VMAs last year, phone calls were made about her being the show's host. Now, Desiree has asked the VMAs to allow Megan to host and perform this year so that Nicki won't be the main attraction in her hometown of Queens, where the VMAs will be hosted this year. Beyonce is being used as leverage. Desiree has the power to make sure Beyonce doesn't show up if the demands for Megan are not met. However, ironically, for some people, this may be a lot of trouble ahead, and it leads back to Roc Nation. Nothing I said has allegedly on it. Woo! That's a heavy statement. You know why? Because it's the truth, people. The truth. This is how the dirty games they played, and they did this with Chris Brown. When Jay-Z saying, hey, if y'all let Chris Brown perform, me and Beyonce sitting at home. You see, this is the same thing all over again, and Jay coming out there lying. No, you know I didn't do anything like that. Of course you did. You rat-faced bastard. We know it was you. Just like you doing this for Megan. And when she did that Red Ruby anyway, Nicki did it anyway. I give Nicki Minaj props for one goddamn thing only. She gonna fight. And she gonna do it her way regardless. And she wasn't gonna let the VMAs tell her she couldn't perform that song. Now, if y'all heard Ruby Red, what was it, like Ruby Red the Skank or something by Nicki? That song is brutal. Ruby Red the Sleeves. That's what it is. Ruby Red the Sleeves. That was a brutal diss and Meg Thee Stallion and Cardi B. I mean, of course, the lyrics are, what they are. I knew the E's was slow. I ain't know these B's I see now. Oh my goodness. Married a shooter cause you Negroes tried to breathe loud. Boom your face off, then I tell them ceasefire. I'm the A and B side. 700 on the horses. We need the fixing to leave. But I don't mess with horses since Christopher Reeves. Talking about Meg Thee Stallion. Horses, Meg Thee Stallion, right? Gotta be careful when I dip. It flips in all the whips. It's 40s and the 30s in the clips. Effing with the switch. Guacamole with the taco. I'm the El Chapo. Came in the rolls in the left in a load in a Tahoe. Well, she said, bad girl, don't run from nobody. Oh my goodness. He said, boy, I for dead if he ever diss me. And he knows what to do if he ever miss me. We don't be caring like Donna. Donna Karen? Okay. This goes on and on. Then she started throwing in, I got hoes watching me like Movados. All them botch face photos. Why would you post those? Talking about Cardi B with the botch face. Talking these chicks up airheads like Kelly Bundy. I walk around in my Crocs like the word to Dundee. Yeah, this is Yeah. I mean, it's Nicki Minaj. But the one I like is the nacho cheese line. Yeah, she was like, I'm a nacho. And she's like, you girls are Doritos. Something like Megan Thee Stallion had like a Cheetos like commercial or something. So any damn way. Let's move on from the song. The song was not liked by many people at Roc Nation because Meg Thee Stallion was in the audience and they did not want to have an incident where Meg Thee Stallion and her would create a situation. But she performed the song anyway. Roc Nation and Jay-Z was very pissed. And nothing was a problem until this year. Like, it's crazy. They were finna have Nicki Minaj host the awards again. And right before all of this was going on, it was going down in Queens. She got the Pink Friday album. This is great promotion for her. All of a sudden, here we go. We got to go back to the narratives. We got to go back to the takeaways. Now, well, Desiree Perez has put out the notion that Nicki Minaj should not be hosting because she's a broke independent artist. To MTV and to their peoples. Now, what else was known was the fact that because of all of this activity and noise that was created, and there was diss tracks, Meg Thee Stallion led her whole album off by dissing Nicki Minaj on a song called Hiss. And that was supposed to be a big thing. But Hiss came and went. Gotta take my blood pressure, man. So as Hiss came and went, Nicki Minaj came out with a good foot. Oh, get on your good foot. Bigfoot. Get on your big foot. So after that song comes out, you start to see a narrative. that, oh, Nicki is this, Nicki is that. Maybe Nicki Minaj isn't in her right state of mind. Maybe Nicki Minaj isn't doing what she needs to be doing. Right? They was, oh, Nicki is this, Nicki's crazy. So, Bigfoot debuted number 2 on the charts. And she came out and told her flat out, so spending so much money, but she's the little broke independent artist. Desiree, you gotta let it go, baby. The world knows she's it and can't rap. Stop effing trying to make me fetch. Bigfoot. So here she go. I put out a song with no promo, no video. It's already number 2. That's happened. But is it a good song? No. But this narrative that Jay-Z is trying to create an artist here. What he's doing is got Elliot, this doggone Elliot Wilson guy. He goes on Karceno and starts talking bad about Nicki. And she comes right ahead and let it be known. Look at that. She said, if you spit Jay-Z's come out for 1 second, you'll be able to be happy for the newcomers. Isn't that how y'all tried to tarnish my image by saying I'm not welcoming to new artists? Did songs with all of them, though. Why you not happy for a young black man like Kai? Tomorrow. Elliot Wilson is mostly a gerbil and a work for any record company. He always does. Elliot Wilson does a hatchet job working for people whose ass he kissed. And that's just his narrative. So if he's going to do that, then that's just the way it is. He doesn't have an emotional bone really in it. He's just shallow. He's hollow. Nobody real sits back and waits on Elliot Wilson to say anything. But Desiree Perez is working for Jay and Beyonce and Roc Nation and what they're choosing to do with their artists and how they choose to distribute their product to the people. Now, look, the ratings are up. When they had Johnny Depp and Lizzo, the numbers were up with Nicki. She got the VMAs numbers up. That's facts. And now they're trying to replace her with a carbon copy, better known as Meg the Stallion. Meg then went on the Ozempic diet. She did all the dieting she could. And they got her doing all Nicki Minaj poses. They got her doing all this more provocative stuff that Nicki wouldn't do. She's willing to do. Now, the bigger question is, why? And mainly it's because they know one or two things. And what's the one or two thing? Easy. Meg Thee Stallion is younger and less intelligent to the business. She just wants to be a star. That's something they can make money off of. You can make money off that. You can make money off somebody wanting to be a star so bad. I don't agree with any of those numbers. But you can make a lot of money off people trying and wanting to be stars. They want to be a star. Can I be a star, please, Daddy? Can I be a star? I want to be a star, Dad. I'm going to be a star, please. Can I be a star? They want to be a star so bad. And this is why. This is why they end up not making it. And right when this comes out, some deranged human being who's been following Nicki Minaj for years, making all these claims, hits Nicki with a $5 million lawsuit, right when all this stuff is kicking off. What are the odds? It's no coinky dink. Jay-Z and Beyonce got their claws all into this situation. And when you start to see it play out, you're starting to say to yourself, okay, this is how they do business. They want to remove her out of the equation. She dissed Beyonce. Can't do that. Because Beyonce went over there with Cardi B and stopped dealing with her. And then they labeled her as toxic and tried to have her removed. Then they wrote a little slick line for Beyonce to throw at Barbie. But I told you, this is more about Beyonce than anything. Beyonce don't like you. You up out of there. You don't speak bad about her. Ask Kanye West. Nicki is fighting for her survival. What Nicki has are things. She has items. She has problems or things going on in her life. She has to deal with them. You know, this is the narrative that always seems to come around when there's Nicki Minaj. A lot of the stuff she causes, a lot of the things that don't go right ends up being in her direction or her fault. Yeah, well, my narratives are different because I saw this coming. So now Meg Thee Stallion is the new host of the VMAs that's coming up in Queens. And Nicki Minaj isn't. It just doesn't make sense. If I'm Nicki, I'm going anyway. I'm going to go to the awards anyway. And then I'm gonna catch her backstage and give her a Queensbridge beatdown. Just kidding. It's just those narratives, man. It's hard to escape the narratives. And when you see these people go on TV and lie and pretend that there's somebody else that they're not, like you got to know they're pretending. You got to know that they're fake. And what Nicki knows is she got all the receipts, all the dirt that they did, all the lies and phone calls that was made. Like they tried to get me to agree by not. It's not like Jay-Z gonna send me an email or Desiree Perez. They got little rats like Elliot Wilson and other people that they work around. Like they give stuff to and like saying, hey, you were going in because I was going at Nicki for a while, back when all the stuff was going on with her and Cardi B. I had took Cardi's side and my video was kind of viral at the time. So they was like, when the fight went down and all this stuff, and I was blaming Nicki, and because it was all her fault, her jealousy, instead of competing on the microphone, she wants to come out and go up against her and disrespect her, new coming artists and all this stuff. Then it was the motorsport situation, and it was just getting out of hand. So after all of this went down, the whole Met Gala situation with Cardi and her, all of this played out in a way that wasn't going to be beneficial to neither one of them. Neither one was going to benefit from any of this happening. Now, when we sat back and we watched all of this situation go to a certain level, what we didn't expect is that we were going to have so much backlash from people such as like all these people who were mad at me because I wouldn't continuously go in on Nicki Minaj when they got on their crusade. I'm like, you're the same ones that came after me when I was going after Nicki Minaj because she was your friend. Now she ain't your friend no more. You want to come to me and say, hey, I remember you were going at Nicki. I'm like, I only go after people in the situations where they're wrong, and I'm not going after them. If you come after my channel, then I'm coming at you. Then you're making it something else. So now I'm going to go against you. So it's me and you. But my thing is, if you stop, I stop. That's just how it is. But I will continuously set the record straight and tell the truth about the scenarios. The truth of the scenario is Jay-Z, Beyonce, they don't like Nicki Minaj. Roc Nation don't like Nicki Minaj, and they know they have an artist that's basically got her look, got her appearance, try to use her rhymes like her, try to do all the poses like her, and Meg Thee Stallion, and they want to highlight their star. And they feel Meg should be the host. She's got the hottest one. She's the young girl coming in, and she's backed by the money machine. And we can't let an independent artist come here and do this because this is going to ruin the game. If we bring in an independent artist and do this, Jay's going to be, now if we got an independent artist and the independent artist is doing this, then why would they sign to a label if they could do this on their own? Nobody cared for the 2 years she hosted and she raised the numbers up. Now, if Meg Thee Stallion is hosting and they got her there and the numbers drop, then what? Then what? They didn't want Nicki to have this platform because it highlights her. When they try to write her off as completely irrelevant in hip hop. because she's not getting all the blog attention and all of this situation with the major news outlets of hip hop. And what she's showing them and highlighting to the rest of the world is something that we already know here, is that time is over. It's over with. It is completely over with. That time is done. Over for. Nobody's doing what they're doing right now, ever. Like, it's not being done anywhere. Yeah, so people need to get that in their head. They need to get that fixed. Get their brains unscrambled. Yeah, people's not going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. They're showing the reality of it is this, people. And I want y'all to know it straight from me. Listen to me as I tell you this. They're scared people are going to find out that they don't have to be on a major internet channel or whatever, TMZ and all of these news extra today to get hot. You don't need that. Your music can get you there. You don't need all of it. Once they start seeing, man, they don't need that super mega push to get to sponsors and get all that. Once they realize that the regular people on the internet, if you get them and you create your whole platform and got your whole followers, you ain't gonna need none of all that. You ain't gonna need any of it. The people dictate it. And as long as the people are dictating it, that's what's going to be. You see, the people are going to say, this is hot or this is not. Not you. The people. They're going to make that decision. You won't be the one to make that decision. They're going to be the ones to make it go or make it not go. So if you're not willing to do it, they're going to have somebody else that's willing to do it. But they are in the world of creating artists. They want to create stars. Now they want to put them on reality shows and have them go into these, the reality shows are fake, right? So they're going to put them on those shows, and it's just to steal the attention of the young people because they say the young and dumb and stupid watch these programs. Now you got older people that are older and dumber, wasting their brains watching this crap. So they're going to say, okay, they're going to waste their time watching this. Meanwhile, the majority of the people are online watching other people on YouTube, building their own shows. Now you got all of those people that were entertainers in the world who shunned at the internet. Now they all run into the internet trying to get deals on the internet, trying to force out the creators that have been here on the internet doing this before they even realized there was money here. So now they realize, shit, it's money there. What the hell am I performing for on the road? So now that they realize there's money here, now they want to come running back down to try to get some. That's when they all running for the hills for. And now you got all these people doing their thing and they lanes and trying to keep up and doing it, and the internet is king. So therefore, if you build it up here, and you've already, Nicki Minaj has already been that. She's already had TMZ and all this. So whenever she does something, Like if she has any type of success, they're not going to promote it. Well, let somebody, like when she was getting arrested overseas and detained so that she could miss her concert date, she knew that had a lot to do with Roc Nation. They wanted to make sure things went down the way it did. It's deliberate. It's an alarming tale. What you're watching is a play out in front of the whole world to show how Jay-Z thinks like a suit. And he looks at you as a commodity and not a person. And then he sits down with chumps like Elliott Wilson because he's one of the people at the Roc Nation brunch. And he's just happy to be there. He's going to run and do all Jay-Z's work. These are leeches. No, I would never do business with Jay. His lawyer sent me a letter telling me I had to change my video title. His lawyer don't like me, and I knew that. But he knew he couldn't get my video down. Because I'm like, how you going to get mad at me? She said it. So you can't say I'm lying. And it was about the Foxy Brown thing. I'm like, this is the song. Foxy Brown made it. This is what she's saying. And then he heard the lyrics. He ain't say nothing else. Because there was nothing the lawyer could say. The lawyer was like, well, damn, you can't sue him. All I could do was get him to change and get your brand name out of the title. That's all he could do is get the hyphen removed. I had the hyphen in there. He wanted the hyphen out. Because that's the only battle he could win. Well, if you don't take this hyphen out, you're going to have... I'm like, no, I'll take the hyphen out. I can give us about the hyphen. People, I could just put the letters J and Z in there. Do you like that? Don't matter. They're going to know who it is, bro. Get mad all you want. They going to know. It ain't my fault.
Nas and Abby say it's AZ, but on the low, a real nigga was shit. Nas and Abby say it's AZ, but on the low, a real nigga was shit. Had the nigga baby, I said I fuck with Nas and Abby say it's AZ, but on the low, a real nigga was shit.
Woo! They said I upped Nas, and then they said it was AZ. But on the low, the real guy was Jay-Z. Oh my goodness. Did she just say that? I didn't make that up. Did I make that up, ladies and gentlemen?
I didn't make that up. But on the low, a real nigga was shit. You come get out, the Lex spit at. Way before the guard flew, way before the made did that. At Z, but on the third, I fuck with Ross. And had the nigga baby, I said I fuck with Nas and Abby say it's AZ. But on the low, a real nigga was shit.
Woo! Oh no. You thought I was play pimping.
Fuck with Nas and Abby say it's AZ. But on the low, a real nigga was shit. I fuck with Nas and Abby say it's AZ. But on the low, a real nigga was shit.
Woo! Now, Now, as you can see, the video is still up. Because when you're right, you're right. And when I'm wrong, I'm right. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. People got to understand a thing or two about this. I am not going to be bullied. No way, no sir, no how. Nah. Yeah, I mean, my Patreon is doing what it's doing right now. And I'm quite sure. I'm quite sure people are going to want to know how those situations played out. Well, when things present themselves in a way that you can't trust or don't make any sense, then you gotta look at it from a different spectrum, a different outlook. You know what I'm saying? So you want to have that different outlook perspective. You want to be able to make sure you're the one that knows what the hell is going on and having your thumb on everything, because you got to make sure things are running right. I've always been that person and always been that way. So it is what it is. So when this VMAs come up, because they got to rush now, they just made the announcement yesterday that Meg Thee Stallion, somebody had leaked it out online that Meg was going to be the host a week before it happened. Now all of a sudden, boom, Meg Thee Stallion is the host. Where did that come from? How did you arrive to that point so fast? So a lot of things aren't aligning and making sense here. So if you know that, then you know that a lot of other stuff ain't making sense. Because if that don't make sense, the other part won't either. I'm telling you, there's so much going on that you just don't even know. This game is crazy. Now, when they had Taylor Swift going at it with Katy Perry, right? And those two were going at it, bumping heads. Nicki Minaj got in the middle of that too. She teamed up with Katy Perry, her girl. Swish, swish. Another one in the basket. So she was throwing her shots back, and then Taylor Swift had bad blood. They were going at it. The record labels made sure they found a way for them to patch that up. They didn't say, hey, keep on with the beef. No. Patch that. So at the end of the day, as you can see, this situation here is only growing and is brewing. And as it gets bigger, decisions will have to be made. So I'm going to get up out of here. I want to say shouts out to Welcome to HDII TV, Jack Sports with Jose Rodriguez, Kwame Brown, Bus Life. Don't forget to go to my Patreon. The Karceno for Life Patreon is going to have a little bit more information on this that we didn't put in here, and we can be more harsher in the delivery. So it's be shorter, concise, to the point. Won't be as laid out as this. This is just laying it all out in the open form. We're going to tell you what's really happening over there. And yeah. So I'm out.